He's out of his mind.
He certainly complicated things.
You and I have escaped from worse. Guards might catch the group, but not you and me.
True.
We could.
And why aren't we?
Vex and Vox are twins, and so that means that they've grown up together. And there's something really cool because you end up knowing someone so very well when you've spent your entire lifetime together through childhood, through all of their trials and tribulations. And you can tell that they leaned upon each other. And so because of that, there's this huge amount of trust between both of them.
I keep thinking about when we left Singorn.
Screw that place. And father. Whole thing nearly broke us.
Nearly.
So now you can tell why they're both so close. It isn't just that they grew up together, but they had to depend on each other to survive, even when their parental figure wasn't there in order to support them. And I think that that gives us the difference in the personality types of Vex and Vox. Vex definitely comes off as this hard exterior, that she's learned to trust no one, to depend on no one, except for Vox. And Vox seems to have a much softer, calmer personality type. He has a much warmer exterior. So I would definitely say that Vex has more of an avoidant attachment type. So that means when she's upset with things, she just wants to kind of leave it and doesn't want to get too close to people. Where Vox seems to have more of a secure attachment type. He's willing to take risks and get close to people, even if that means getting hurt in the process.
But it didn't, because we stuck together. We didn't let ourselves get distracted by pretty things. Careful, brother. Those vines have thorns.
And so this is Vex showing not only that she's jealous, and I don't think that it's jealous because she doesn't want her brother to be happy, but this is more that because she's avoidant and she hasn't let anyone into her defenses, the only person that she's ever relied on is her brother, and so she fears someone else getting between them. If you have never let anyone else in, to be able to have that trusted person, they're everything to you, and all through their lives, that's who they've had to depend upon. And so Keyleth becomes a threat because for Vex, she fears that if Keyleth gets into the picture, that maybe Vox will forget about her, and she won't have the only person that she's ever been able to truly trust.
You're imagining things, Stubby. No one will ever come between us.
Vox gets that right away. He understands that she's saying this not to hurt him and not even to protect him, but that it's because of her own fear. Right away, he doesn't get defensive, he doesn't get aggressive, he doesn't call her names and say, "You're jealous or being stupid." He says it and cuts right to the chase. "You're never gonna lose me." And that soothes her. You can see it on her face that she understands that he hears her fear and her pain. And so because of that, that doesn't cause more conflict between them. She was able to let him in and see her vulnerability, but just for a minute. And right away, she goes back to being armored up and punches him in order to say, you know what? Don't think that I'm all weak and vulnerable. I'm also tough. And so that strike was her way of saying, you know what? I'm still tough, and now I'm going to walk off because I don't really need you. But she does.
You know, sometimes courage is knowing there could be trouble and taking the chance anyway.
So is stupidity.
In that statement, Vox is letting her know that he's probably going to take this risk anyways, and that's not him being just foolhardy, that he's willing to take a risk even though he might get hurt. And that's a good sign of secure attachment. Even though there's risk involved, it isn't going to hurt or worry his ego so much that he's going to be kind of stuck. And that's what happens with people that are avoidant in attachment. They sometimes are so scared of getting hurt that they don't take those risks. And because their defenses are up, they may take a really long time before they're able to be emotionally vulnerable in front of people because they see that as weakness, though it's really a strength. This is just something cute that I wanted to mention because you see that Vex and Vox are sleeping, and they're sleeping exactly the same way. There's an actual part of our brain that deals with mimicry of behavior called mirror neurons, and fire when we see someone doing an action that we're going to want to replicate. And that ended up helping us in learning different behaviors, but also we believe that it was beneficial for bonding. And that's why if you've spent a lot of time with someone, such as growing up together, that you sometimes will mimic their behaviors or sounds or statements that they make. You do start to become a little bit more alike.
No! Brother! Stop! If you value your lives, you'll let my brother go!
We'll take excellent care of him.
And it's fitting that Vex ends up having to face that greatest fear of losing her brother, and it isn't even Keyleth who ends up doing it. Sometimes when you try to hold on to something, no matter how much you try to control all of these different situations, control is just an illusion and things are going to happen anyways.
Brother! Wake up! It's me! Wake up!
Abandonment is an exceptionally common fear. It often comes up when you've had people that you needed to depend on that haven't been there. And then sometimes you may end up being more anxiously attached, that need and that scurrying, and you feel that spinning when you can't. Or you might end up becoming more avoidantly attached. And that means that you kind of armor up, that it's hard for you to show vulnerability. It's hard for you to let people in because you fear unconsciously that they'll actually leave you. And so you end up as a defense mechanism, as a way of being able to survive all of that pain, that you don't get attached very easily. But if you end up being attached to someone, for the avoidant person, if they do let someone in, and through those vast defense mechanisms, even if they are maladaptive, such as being prickly or harsh or saying mean comments or making it difficult for people to get close to you because you can never be vulnerable. Once you actually do trust someone enough to let them in, them leaving you is exceptionally hurtful. You can see that for Vex, that pain in her face as she sees her brother leave her, that everything else comes back up and she has this huge anxiety response. And that's what this avoidant attachment is. They often seem cool and aloof and nothing really matters, but that's just their fear playing out because everything matters actually a lot. And that's why they don't let anyone in, because they're so afraid of being hurt again that they can't allow it.
Vex, it's me! You sure you want to do this, brother? Because we both know you used to lie about letting me win.
Vex has to face that not only has her brother left her, but he is actively trying to hurt her. And all of that turmoil of having the person that you love viciously attacking you, and what do you do? Because you know them so well that they have fought so many times together and probably sparred together. They know each other's moves and what they're gonna do, but it's hard when you're kind of fighting with one hand tied behind your back because she doesn't want to really harm him.
Please don't make me do this, brother!
Vex, is that you? Would you stop hitting me?
And for Vex, that unleashing all of that adrenaline, all of that pain, what happens is your brain kind of shuts down when you get that anxiety response and going through all of this stress to have to face your greatest fear and to have to try to hurt and subdue the person that you love the most in the world. And so because of that, she's not really there during this battle.
Don't ever do that to me again. I was ready to kill you just now.
My face believes you.
This is when we see Vex with none of her defenses. She was able to cry and just hold him, and she became that little girl again that was able to depend upon her brother. That feeling of finally getting someone back and having them. It's so overwhelming. You get this surge of dopamine and endorphins, and it's the best feeling in the world. And she feels safe and secure again, at least for the moment.
I was ready to kill you just now.
My face believes you.
He's so good at making Vex feel heard and understood. He doesn't get upset that he's all broken and bloodied. He doesn't say, "Why did you hit me so hard?" He makes a little joke to be able to soften and soothe the situation. And I think that that's a great showing of the relationship that they have and why they work out so well together. I hope you liked this video, and if you liked it, you can also check out my Arcane Jinx Complete Saga. That's a compilation video of all my Jinx-related videos. Would you like a Vox Machina favorite scene synopsis, Nebula exclusive? If so, comment below with your favorite scenes. The Jinx compilation has been re-edited, mostly chronologically, and is presented as a single psychological analysis of Jinx's journey throughout Season 1 of Arcane. It's nearly 2 hours long and is available ad-free and sponsor-free only on Nebula, and Nebula is bundled in for free when you sign up with today's sponsor, CuriosityStream, at curiositystream.com/Georgia Dow, or by clicking on the link below. And right now, today, because you're watching this video, you can get CuriosityStream on sale for 26% off, less than a movie ticket for the entire year. And that includes their thousands of amazing documentaries and series, like The Enchanted Forest. There are few places on Earth more magical than a forest, so take a journey and enjoy everything that nature has to offer. This is enchantment at every turn. Signing up is the best way to support educational creators directly. It's also the best deal in streaming today. For over 26% off CuriosityStream, less than $15 a year, and Nebula bundled in for free. Yes, free. So just click on the link below or head on over to curiositystream.com/Georgia Dow. Clicking on that link really does help out my channel, so thank you, and thank you to CuriosityStream for supporting this video. So let me know if you enjoyed the video and if I missed your favorite Vex and Vox scene, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.